Well, there it is. We need to open it up. Box came in pretty decent condition. A little hole right there, but I don't think that's any problem. All right, let me get some scissors or a knife and get that opened up. So, it's an empi, and you can see it's kind of shiny in there. It's a stainless steel one. You know, at some point in your life you realize you don't want to mess around with just a bunch of rusted stuff that's going to get holes in it, so you go ahead and buy a stainless steel system and just bite the bullet, do it once. I just really do hope that this thing fits properly, given empi's reputation. But we're going to find out. Anyway, it came with, there it is, some heater hose. Yay, heater hose. Anyway, I'm not going to use that. It got a little bit damaged and bent while it came in here, but who cares? Let's see, what else do we get? We've got a couple of instructions there. Some instructions here. Packed up. It's packed up really nice. Let me see, what else did it come with? Mounting hardware. Check it out. Lots of good mounting hardware. Let me open this up. Alright, so I got some heat riser stuff right here, which I'm not going to use. These are the ones that mount the triple down here to your muffler. And these guys go up at the head end. They're just pretty standard. They look a little bit different, but there's nothing special about them. Kind of a coppery looking nut, but seems to be okay. But up here is where the problem is. I tried to find one that did not have this on it. I couldn't find it. So I'm going to have to chop that off. And sadly, there is a hole in there. So I'm going to have that hole welded up. So I am going to have a little additional cost probably. Last time I took it to the muffler shop, the guy hooked me up for free, but I don't know if he's going to do it this time. Anyway, let me get the packaging off of here and see what it looks like. Well, I'm just kind of looking at the welds here. There's a bit of roughness on the inside right there. Yeah, definitely back in this area right here is definitely a bit of roughness on the inside. But that's not terrible through there. Let's see what the other one feels like. One feels a little bit better. Let's see, there's another weld. You get the one here, we got one right there. Can't really check those out from the inside. Interesting, very interesting. Anyway, it's shiny. It's not chrome, it's stainless steel. And these flanges, wow, those are thick. Those are thicker than what I got on the car right now. Alright, well, the weather's getting nice, so it's getting close to having to put this on. I don't have to put it on. My other header's not busted. It's just got a little hole in it. Somewhere down in this area right here, it's got a little hole. Alright, I got to get the heat risers chopped off. I wasn't sure I had a blade that would do stainless steel. That one I'm pretty sure is a good stainless steel blade. And it's making progress. There we go. Went a little bit too far. Kind of lost track of where I was. Cut a little tiny bit into the flange. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can knock that off with a hammer. Alright. Last little bit there, just knocked it off with a hammer. Now all I got to do is take it to the welding shop and have somebody pop a little weld right there. Shouldn't be too hard to do. I just got to do the other side and I'll be ready to go. Oops, got a little bit close to the tubes. Good thing the tube's kind of thick. Anyway, that one's gone now too. Well, continuing on, according to their directions, you take it, you get this kind of damp, you put this into this thing, you let it dry for 30 minutes, you then run it for 10 minutes, then clean up the mess and you're good to go. So, if I'm going to put it in, and then, I guess, cure it, I need to be able to get this in there, which means I've got to open this up a little tiny bit. So I'm going to get to that. Alright, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but if you look down in there, there's a difference. Look what you get with this one. It's got kind of an aerodynamic little doodad that they've welded in place right there. That's kind of interesting. It's a little bit heavier than that. Of course, who knows how much of the rust has flaked off, taking away with it certain amounts of mass, and right there is the hole. That's why I'm doing this. This thing did its job. It's from the 1980s. It's close to 40 years old. You know, years ago I put a little tiny bit of some high temperature RTV on this, and it is still kind of rubbery, so it seems to have worked at least a little bit. So I'm going to redo that and hopefully keep the leaks down. Now this one happens to be the other side. Hang on a second. It's kind of dark all the way around. So there was definitely some exhaust gases getting past. So I'm going to gasket this side this time as well. And this is the sealant that I was using. This is the exact same tube. It's so old I don't even know if it's going to work right, but I think there's at least a possibility that it has survived the years and is still functional. Well, this is going to be a pain to deal with. These flanges are, geez, I don't know, nearly double the thickness. And I've cut my studs fairly short so that they work with the other flanges. So I think I'm going to have to put on some additional studs and go out and screw around as far as that goes. But there's another problem in that you see how tight those flanges fit up against the heater box, both there and there, and how far away that is right there. It doesn't appear to have the best fit in the world, so I may have to undo my heater boxes on the other side, not completely pull them, but just loosen them so that I've got enough play on this side to get these things started. Well, as far as getting my studs go, I was having a hard time getting some exhaust studs out, so I just gave up on that and decided, hey, you know what? I've got two heads, each one with two studs right here at the intakes. They're the same size and they popped right out. So, got that covered. That's a pretty good shot of one of the old studs that I had in the car versus one of the new studs that I pulled out of one of the old heads. Longer studs in, finally. We had some bad weather blow through, so I took about a day and a half, 2 days off. Alright, let's see if it lines up. Okay, everything's on. Getting this one down here. That bottom one, that wasn't the easiest in the world. Hard to get the wrench in. Top one was okay. Both of these were fine. Got all the bottom stuff clamped in there. Pretty tight. There's a fair amount of tension in all these members down here because they fit way too tight, I think, up against the heater boxes. It's like their jig is off by like 1/4 of an inch, and it should all go back that direction. But other than that, it wasn't terrible. I mean, you expect to have a little bit of issues. I've got a small spacer down in here, so I'm not quite sitting at stock width. So I can pull it a little tiny bit and make it work. Anyway, I need to plug these holes up. This guy right there, that guy right there, and I think I said earlier the place that I was going to go and have it welded shut, they told me they can't work with stainless steel. And I think because it's just a stupid little weld, I bet they probably could have done it. Hard to see, but I packed it, and then I've pinched a little bit the top end of it so that you know, down on the inside it's round, but up on the top end it's kind of oval. It should keep it from blowing out. Did that on both sides. This is the sealant, just in case I didn't show it earlier. They sent me this and some screws, machine screws, and some nuts to fit with them. This is my old gasket. This is homemade. A couple of nut bolt combinations. It looks to me like this thing was leaking a little tiny bit here and there, but not terribly. It's all kind of lined up pretty well. Got a little drip right there. What the hell? What's that about? Nothing here. This is all good and dry. Everything up. It's doing pretty well. Alright, there's nothing left to do but start it up for the first time this year. Looks like there's enough clearance too. It's not going to clank against the body, so that's good. Alright, well, it took us a couple of seconds to find the key. Everything's up running. Lights are on. I think everything at the back is still hooked up properly. Always takes a good long time. Alright, well, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer. Anyway, that's not a very loud pop. Alright, do I keep it as a souvenir or do I chuck it in the bin? I think we're going to chuck it in the bin. I'll let the city deal with it. Alright, well, I gave the new plugs about 2 hours to set up. It looks like they're doing okay. I don't think it leaks as much. There seems to be an awful lot more exhaust gas going out that than normally. Everything's back in. I got to get it on the ground. See if I can't take it out for a quick little drive this evening. We were under a tornado watch. It seems to have calmed down a bit. I think a ride over to the lake and back would be good. Sweet. Oh, that was nice. I like the Suzuki, but driving that is a heck of a lot more fun. It is definitely quieter than it was before. And I've said this in my other videos, this camera does not actually indicate what it sounds like. Anyway, that's it. First one for the year. Thanks for watching.